Hello, Torek here, and welcome to my checklist for Endwalker. We have about 2 weeks till early access starts, and I thought I'd share what I'm doing to prepare for the upcoming expansion. First things first, the main story quest. This is a big one. If you aren't caught up to the end of patch 5.55, Death Until Dawn, that is your priority. If you aren't caught up yet, you won't be able to start the expansion quests at launch. Next up is getting any jobs not already at 80, that little boost in XP to get to their next level. With this expansion, the XP is getting adjusted, which means any job that has XP into its level will be reset to 0. This applies not only to our battle classes, but crafters and gatherers as well. It will also affect our retainers and trusts, so if they're close to level, find some time to give them that push or you'll lose that XP. Now I know most people have a main job, but if you don't really have a clear idea on what job to level first, you should make a decision and make sure you have gear for it. If you have max eye level on the job you plan to level first, it'll make the first few dungeons less painful. If the dungeon gear follows previous patterns, you won't be replacing the max eye level gear till the 3rd dungeon, which means a slightly easier run through them. The next point kinda ties into the last one. If you plan on leveling either of the 2 new jobs, Sage or Reaper first, you're going to want to make sure you have a full set of max eye level 70 and level 80 gear. You'll be able to get it all now aside from the weapons. Then when the servers come up, all you have to do is sign in and pick up the weapon. You'll be able to get from 70 to 80 with minimal gear upgrades, and then upon hitting 80, be able to jump right into the expansion. If you plan on using the level 80 tome weapons, you might want to have an Esther ready to upgrade it, just in case they don't come already augmented. For those not in an FC, or if your FC can't or won't use Heat of Battle 3, I would recommend stocking up on Squadron battle manuals. These will give you Heat of Battle 3 if your FC plans on using other buffs. Also get yourself a decent amount of food for the class you plan on leveling. That 3% XP boost doesn't sound like much, but every little bit helps when you need that level for the next quest. And speaking of needing XP to level for the next quest, it might be a good idea to pick up Wanderous Tales on Tuesday, and completing it, but holding on to it until you get to a point where you need to grind XP for the next quest or dungeon. Now, granted, the XP received will probably be reduced, because currently it gives like half of a level, but this might still be a good boost in XP. Next on the list is to clean out your inventory and armory chest. If you care about picking up new gear for glamour or items for crafting along the way to 90, it's a good idea to make room now and not lose valuable time during early access. Also, belts are being removed, so it might be a good idea to turn those in ahead of time. For those crafters and gatherers out there, I would recommend picking up the survival and engineering manuals to help your crafters and gatherers gain XP faster. These can be used with the FC buffs or squadron versions. Also, there will probably be new versions of these at launch, so it might be worth saving some scripts to buy those at launch. Getting either high quality or high cordials will also be helpful in leveling. Since high quality items are being removed, the current actions that increase high quality rate will be adjusted to increase gatherer's boon rate, which will increase the item yield from the node. Hopefully, the more items you get per hit will increase the XP gain from that hit as well. So, having cordials to help replenish GP faster should be helpful in leveling up faster. Another useful thing would be to spend or convert the old currency that will be removed. It's Phantasmagoria and Red scripts that are being removed. If you're following my recommendation for the new jobs and buying gear for them ahead of time, this is a good way to get free poetics for it. If you craft or gather, don't forget to convert those red scripts. They might come in handy for getting cordials or saving for those manuals. Now that I've covered all the stuff in-game, I want to mention some real-life stuff that will be helpful too. This stuff is equally important to preparing in-game because getting sick or not feeling well will ruin the experience, and we don't want that. First thing is meal prepping, so that you can just reheat food and get back to the game sooner. It's also an excellent way to ensure you don't skip meals, and having food prepped ahead of time makes it easier not to skip. Have plenty of water or tea, limit energy drinks, and avoid drinks with high sugar content. If you need caffeine, stick to natural options like coffee or tea that won't cause a sugar rush and cause you to crash later. Healthy snacks. Avoid the sugar rush that'll cause you to crash. Not to say avoid junk food at all costs, but balance it so you don't get sick. Get enough sleep, especially if you plan to get through during early access. You're gonna have to deal with other players and learn mechanics in the new dungeons. It's hard enough to figure out new stuff, but on no sleep, it makes interactions and the like that much more unpleasant for all involved. That's all I have for what I'm doing to prepare. If you have any advice for what you're doing, be sure to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.